Hi guys, this is Marvelous Meg and I'm coming to you today to tell you some of my favorite movies of 2015 so far. I have a lot on my list because I couldn't narrow it down any more than this. I just really love some of the ones that I've seen and I didn't want to leave them out. I want you guys to know them in case you want to watch them at some point. So let's get started. The first one I want to talk about is The Way He Looks. This centers around two boys named Leo and Gabriel, and Leo's best friend, but I can't remember her name, but she's also in the movie. They're sort of just like in high school, and it's just one of those kinds of stories. Gabriel is the new kid at school, and Leo's best friend realizes that she has a crush on him and tries to get on good terms with him. But Leo and Gabriel start talking, and they become really close, but it kind of pushes Leo's best friend to the side a little bit. So they become close, so close that some of their classmates tease them about being gay, and they kind of shrug it off because they don't think they are. And then there are a couple scenes where you see that something like that is happening between them. But nothing really blossoms until the end. But I just thought overall the movie was really cute. It was really nice. There's not any sex, which a lot of LGBTQ movies I've seen focus around. It's more about love and getting to know someone. The next movie I think most people would consider to be a modern classic, and that's Pulp Fiction. I've seen a few Quentin Tarantino movies, but even though I really like some aspects of them, just some of the stuff he does I despise, and I don't really like violence and that sort of stuff. But like Inglourious Basterds, I don't know how I feel about the main storyline with the little platoon or troop of Jews that go and do stuff, but I love that Milani, the actress, his name is Shoshana in the movie. I love her storyline, and I really like her interactions with Daniel Bruhl because he's one of my favorite actors. Anyway, when I saw Pulp Fiction, it immediately just took me in its hold. I absolutely love it. I thought it was so fun. I love jumping back and forth and learning the different point of views of the characters and how it all intertwined. Some of the dialogue was hilarious. I love the scene where Christopher Walken delivered the watch to the young Bruce Willis. It was also insanely cool to see Uma Thurman's character, I can't remember her name, but when she and that guy went to that retro restaurant. That was so cool to see Marilyn Monroe and Buddy Holly and all that gang. The third one I'd like to talk about is a documentary, and it's called Misrepresentation. I don't have too much to say about it because it doesn't really have a sort of plot line or type of thing to connect it all together, except for that it talks about female representation. And I just really like all the statistics they gave and things like that. It was very cool because they talked to real women who are in the industry, like the movie, and I think they covered some TV, and they also discussed politics and how much women are lacking in politics. One recent watch is Pride, and I really enjoyed Pride. This is based off of true events where this group of lesbians and gays from the UK help out minors, and it's all about them raising money for the minors and getting to know them and visiting them and stuff like that. I really enjoyed the cast of gays and lesbians. I didn't really enjoy any of the minors because I didn't connect with them. I kind of hated that they were sort of homophobic, but I think most of them were able to get over it by the end, but you just didn't really get to see them develop any. But some of the female characters in the minor side I did enjoy. I tried to look up, because I'm trying to see, well, for the LGBTQ movies I watch, if any of the actors portraying these characters are actually gay, lesbian, bisexual, etc. Unfortunately, none of the main ones in that movie were, as far as I could find, unless they just sort of didn't answer, no one really asked, I wasn't sure. Because when I looked up, the actor, actress's name and gay, it just brought up about the movie Pride. However, one actor that I know from another thing from BBC Sherlock named Andrew Scott, he is gay. Another movie I enjoyed was Precious, because this is about a girl that's sort of struggling through life. She doesn't have a very good relationship with her mom. She's overweight, she wasn't doing good in school, and now she's having her mom's boyfriend's baby. And it's just about her struggling through that and trying to make the best of things and getting some improvements and having some things also go wrong. I was never one for spy movies, but I absolutely adored Kingsman: The Secret Service. I would consider this movie to be one of my favorite action movies, most likely. I just wish... Like, I know it's based off a comic by Mark Millar, and I've read everything in the Kick-Ass series and stuff. I know there's blood and gore, and I know there's usually sexual stuff, and I haven't read the Secret Service series yet. But they made it through most of the movie without there being anything sexual, but the end just has to ruin it. I mean, oh. Why? Why would you put a girl's butt on the screen? And I thought Eggsy was such a nice guy and stuff. There wasn't even a love interest with the other girl that was training with him, which I thought was great. As for the action, like the very long scene with Colin Firth in the church, that was amazing, even though it was really gory and kind of awful, but they had kind of established that the people in that church were extremists, and they are the kind of people that I would hate in real life. The next movie is Lee Daniels the Butler, and I like this one just because of how much time it encapsulates in one 2-hour film. It goes through a lot of the civil rights movement, and I also like the exploration between the butler and his son. I thought that was done very well, and I really enjoyed the son in this role because he goes on to play Martin Luther King Jr. in Selma. Next is a documentary called The Cove, and this is about a little cove. I think it's off the coast of Japan. It's been a while since I've seen most of these movies, but it was really fascinating to see, or fascinating not really in the good way because it's so awful what they do, but fascinating to see what they do to these dolphins, how they rein them in using boats to that cove and they slaughter them. And it made me cry when we saw this one shot of a dolphin that had escaped, and it had a big chop in its back, and it was just trying to get away, and then it went down under and we didn't see it come back up again. Just the whole documentary, it broke my heart. And I really liked the focus on this gentleman in the movie though. He went from one side of that industry to another, because he started out training the dolphin or dolphins that played Flipper in the old TV show. He did that for years, and after it was canceled, he sort of switched sides. It might be because either the main one that played Flipper, it was a girl dolphin, or it was the one he liked the most, she committed suicide in his arms, meaning she just didn't take the next breath. And that might have got to him and made him switch. Now he's an activist, and he really helps out these animals and rescues them and things, and has been arrested loads of times. The Invisible War is another great documentary, and that focuses on the rape that happens in the military. And it just focuses on the rape happening within the troops. It doesn't focus on what the troops are doing to civilians in other countries or anything. I really hope someone tries to start that discussion though too. And this documentary mainly focuses on a couple girl victims. I think they did slide in maybe 1 or 2 male victims, but I still thought that the statistics and things they gave overall was very good. And I actually made a video to coincide with my watching of this documentary called Rape in the U.S. Military. I swear, I didn't think I liked a lot of spy or action movies, but then I found myself watching another one recently this year called Spy that stars Melissa McCarthy. I just felt this comedy/action movie to be overall very funny and not too raunchy, if raunchy at all. Melissa McCarthy's role felt different from any other thing I've seen her in, and it was also nice to see her be the biggest star in a movie and be really good in the performance. I enjoyed I Love You, Philip Morris merely because it was nice to see a romantic comedy that featured a gay couple. Big Hero 6 was really cute, and I just love the diversity of the whole cast, but I wish that one of the more diverse members were in like the lead role for like all of the kids. The villain did kind of disappoint me. Fruitvale Station was very touching. It was about a man named Oscar and his struggle through life. He sold drugs in the past and he's trying to make a better life for himself, but he just got fired from his job, and he's trying to have a really good relationship with his child, his daughter, and also his girlfriend, but things aren't going so well there because he has cheated, and it's just sort of about him going through life on a certain New Year's Eve day, and what happens at night is a tragedy that strikes him and his family. It is also very relevant to the conversation we're having today about cops and black men. 2 Days in Paris just made me laugh, and I loved that Julie Delpy starred, directed, and wrote it. Perhaps one of the only sports movies I enjoy now is A League of Their Own. This follows a team of all women during the time where a lot of men from sports were off to war, so they had to sort of take up the mantle and put on some entertainment. Fargo is just really quirky, and I enjoyed the female cop character. I thought The Imitation Game was great because I even heard a lot of people from the UK and over there say they didn't know about Alan Turing and what he did for the world during World War II to help out. I thought the flashbacks were used sparsely but very well. It wasn't overwhelmed between past and present. Undertow is another good LGBTQ film because it's not just a love story. It has a supernatural aspect to it that I won't ruin for you, but I'll just say it sort of reminded me of Charlie St. Cloud. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this right, but Wajda is a good movie also, and it's a foreign film, the first one out of Saudi Arabia, I believe, and it follows a young girl whose only desire is to own a bike. And all the boys get bikes, but none of the girls do, and it's about her raising money to get one. It's also about the relationship between her and her mother, and how it's sort of struggling, and her mother's trying to gain the favor of the girl's father again. Aliens is just a nice action movie, and I absolutely adore Sigourney Weaver. I love her character Ripley in Alien and Aliens, but Aliens is my favorite. It's just a lot of action, a lot of fun. I don't think anyone who I really enjoy dies, because in the first one, all the characters but her die, except for the cat. Transamerica has to be a new favorite. I love the story, I love the road trip movie, I love the two main characters. It's his biological father, but let's say like mother and son because she's transgender. I love their connection. I like the things that are going on around them with her family when they go to meet them. And the sorts of things that the son does are really interesting. It makes them not what you usually see. I believe that's all I have for you today. See you guys soon.